You just got a brand new phone. It's fast, it's smooth, it does everything you need. So why 12 months later does it suddenly feel old? You pick it up and something just feels off. The camera doesn't seem as sharp, the screen looks a little dull, and when you see the new model announced online, something in your chest says, I need that. But here's the thing, your phone works perfectly fine. So what's really going on? Today, we're going to break down the psychology behind people who upgrade their phone every single year. And by the end, you might realize it has very little to do with the phone itself. Every year, over 150 million smartphones are replaced in the US alone. Not because they're broken, not because they stopped working, but because people just wanted something new. Let that sit for a second. Companies know this. In fact, they count on it. Tech brands release a new phone every 12 months on purpose. They build a cycle. They drop hints online for months before the launch. They tease a slightly better camera, a slightly faster chip, a new color. And it works every single time. But here's where it gets weird. The reason it works isn't just clever marketing. The real reason lives inside your brain. The first force is called hedonic adaptation. Simple idea. When something good happens, you feel great. But slowly, that feeling fades. Your brain adjusts. What felt exciting becomes normal, and normal starts to feel boring. And this is the part nobody talks about. Researchers found this even with huge life events. People who won the lottery were no happier than before about a year later. The excitement just wore off. The same thing happens with your phone. When you first get it, it feels amazing. You notice how fast it is, you love the camera, you show it to people. But 3 months in, it's just your phone. The excitement is gone. And right around that time, the new model gets announced. Suddenly, your brain has something to compare it to, and your perfectly good phone doesn't feel so good anymore. You're not buying a new phone because yours got worse. You're buying it to chase that feeling of newness again, a feeling that will wear off in a few months anyway. You're on a treadmill, running faster and faster just to stay in the same place. But it gets deeper than that. The second force is about identity. Here's a question most people never ask themselves. What does your phone say about you? Whether we like it or not, the things we own send signals to the world. A nice car, nice clothes, a new phone. These things say, this is who I am. This is where I stand. Over 100 years ago, an economist named Thorstein Veblen called this conspicuous consumption. Buying things not for what they do, but for what they say about you. Your phone sits on the table at every meeting. It's in your hand at every dinner. People see it, and on some level, your brain knows that. Having the latest phone signals that you're successful, you're current, you keep up. And here's where it gets interesting. Over time, it stops being just a device. It becomes part of how you see yourself. I'm the kind of person who has the latest tech. When the new model comes out and you don't upgrade, something feels off. Not because your phone got worse, but because your identity story feels out of date. That discomfort is very real, and it's one of the biggest reasons people keep going back. Now here's the part that will genuinely surprise you. The third force is the one tech companies have mastered better than almost anyone. Most people think dopamine is about pleasure, about feeling good. But here's something most people don't know. Dopamine isn't really about pleasure, it's about anticipation. Your brain actually enjoys wanting the phone more than owning it. Think about the last big Apple or Samsung announcement, the leaks that came out weeks before, the guessing, the countdown, the live stream. Your brain was lighting up through all of it before you spent a single dollar. That whole buildup is a perfectly engineered dopamine machine. The rumor, the reveal, the pre-order, the unboxing, each step feeds the loop. And then, once you have the phone, the excitement fades. The loop resets and starts all over again next year. This is the same mechanic behind slot machines, behind social media. Unpredictable rewards delivered on a cycle create the strongest habits in humans. Tech companies didn't stumble onto this by accident. They reverse engineered your brain chemistry into a 12-month purchase schedule. So who actually does this? You might picture someone obsessed with status, someone flashy. But research tells a different story. Annual upgraders often score high in openness to experience. They genuinely love new things, new ideas, new tools, new experiences. The upgrade isn't about showing off, it's about exploration. Others upgrade because of something more unexpected: anxiety. In a world that feels hard to control, having the best, newest device feels like one thing you can control. And some people stretch their budget just to upgrade, not because they're wealthy, but because the phone is tied so tightly to their identity that going without feels like falling behind. None of this makes people shallow. It makes them human. So what do you do with all of this? The goal isn't to make you feel bad for upgrading. Maybe you should upgrade. Maybe it genuinely helps your work or your life. But there's a difference between choosing something and being pulled toward it without understanding why. Once you understand the hedonic treadmill, you can ask, am I chasing a feeling that won't last? Once you understand identity signaling, you can ask, do I actually want this, or do I just want to feel like a certain kind of person? Once you understand the dopamine loop, you can ask, is this excitement real, or was it engineered for me? The next time a new phone drops and you feel that pull, just pause. Because here's the truth. You didn't upgrade your phone, you upgraded a feeling, and that feeling was designed to expire. If this changed how you look at your phone, hit subscribe, because next time we're breaking down something even deeper. See you there.